The quarterback is the heart of the team, and in Raider Nation, that heart beats silver and black. Before we dive into the legends, picture this. It's 4th and goal. The crowd is roaring. Time is running out, and all eyes are on one man, the quarterback. In Raiders history, that man has never been ordinary. He's been fearless, wild, resilient, sometimes hated, often heroic. This is more than just a list. It's a journey through time, from the smoky days of the Oakland Coliseum to the lights of Las Vegas, from underdogs who shocked the world to MVPs who carried a city on their shoulders. These are the warriors who wore the shield with pride and made the silver and black shine brightest when the pressure was highest. We're counting down the 10 greatest quarterbacks in Raiders history, and number 1 might just surprise you. You'll hear stories you forgot, and maybe some you never knew. Drop your favorite QB in the comments. And if you bleed silver and black, hit that subscribe button, because this is History of Raiders, where legends never die. Before we talk about the legendary names that lit up scoreboards and led the Raiders to glory, we have to talk about the man who stood in the shadows but never wavered. Number 10, Vince Evans. Vince wasn't the headline. He wasn't the MVP, but ask anyone who wore silver and black beside him, and they'll tell you Vince Evans was a Raider through and through. He joined the team in the mid-'80s and stayed for over a decade, not as a flashy starter, but as the man you could count on when the lights got dim. He was a symbol of longevity, professionalism, and readiness. At 40 years old, he was still stepping in, still slinging the football, and still leading by example. When starters went down, Vince stepped up. No complaints, no excuses. Just grit, confidence, and respect in the locker room. He had already carved a path in the NFL and the USFL before he even wore the Raider shield. But it was in Los Angeles and Oakland where his leadership became legendary. You didn't have to start every game to be remembered. You just had to show up every time your name was called. And Vince always did. He wasn't just a backup quarterback. He was a guardian of Raider pride. A man who kept the flame burning through some of the franchise's toughest years. And while most fans celebrate the stars, the real ones, the old school Raider Nation, know what Vince Evans meant. Now let's move from reliability to raw grit, because number 9 was one of the original gunslingers of the silver and black. Before we talk about the quarterbacks who brought titles and trophies to Raider Nation, we've got to go back, way back, to where it all began. Number 9, Cotton Davidson. Cotton played in the early 1960s, when the Raiders were still trying to find their identity. No Super Bowl dreams, no national spotlight, just a new team, fighting for respect in the upstart AFL. Davidson was one of the Raiders' very first signal callers, and though the team around him was far from polished, his style laid the groundwork for what was to come. He had a big arm, a gritty attitude, and an old-school toughness that made him perfect for a franchise born to fight. The numbers? They weren't flashy. Wins? Rare in those early years. But Cotton wasn't just playing for stats, he was helping build a foundation. He didn't wear the shield during its golden era, but he helped shape its soul. He showed that a Raiders quarterback had to be fearless, willing to take hits, throw deep, and never back down. Cotton Davidson's era came before the glitz, before the legacy. But make no mistake, he was one of the first to show what it truly meant to be a Raider. And now, as we move forward in time, let's talk about the man who brought stability during chaos and helped guide the silver and black through a turbulent stretch in the 1990s. Before we talk about the legends who led the Raiders to championship glory, let's take a moment to appreciate the man who brought calm to the storm. Number 8, Jeff Hostler. When Hostler arrived in Los Angeles in the early 1990s, the Raiders were deep in transition. The roster was shifting, leadership was uncertain, and the team desperately needed stability. Enter Hostler, a Super Bowl-winning quarterback from the New York Giants. He wasn't flashy. He wasn't loud. But what he brought was exactly what the Raiders needed: veteran presence, intelligence, and composure. Jeff stepped in and earned immediate respect. He didn't try to be the star. He just made smart decisions, controlled the game, and led by example. His numbers won't top any record books. But during his time in silver and black, Hostler helped restore pride to the franchise. He showed younger players how to carry themselves. He reminded fans what a real professional looks like under center. In a chaotic era where nothing felt certain, Jeff Hostler was the calm in the huddle. He didn't just manage games. He commanded the respect of everyone in that locker room. He might not have lifted a Lombardi in silver and black, but he brought something just as valuable: dignity, discipline, and direction. Now, speaking of direction, the next quarterback on our list didn't just lead the team. He helped lay the foundation for the Raiders' future identity. Before we talk about the modern stars who lit up the stat sheets, let's go back, way back, to where it all started. Number 7, Tom Flores. Long before he became a legendary head coach, long before the Super Bowl trophies, Tom Flores made history in a different way. He was the first starting quarterback in Raiders history. But more than that, he was the first Latino starting QB in pro football. That alone makes his name worth remembering. In 1960, when the Raiders were just a brand new FL team fighting for identity, Flores was the calm, smart, and steady hand under center. He didn't have flashy stats. He didn't make headlines. But he gave the team something crucial: credibility. He faced adversity, both on and off the field. But with quiet confidence, he stood tall and led with dignity. Flores set the tone for the Raiders' attitude: tough, smart, and unafraid to break barriers. Many fans only know him as the coach who brought 2 Super Bowls to Oakland and Los Angeles. But before the clipboard and headset, he was the guy in the pocket, taking hits, calling plays, and helping build the foundation for everything that would come later. Tom Flores was more than a quarterback. He was a pioneer, and one of the original faces of the silver and black. And while his time under center may be overshadowed by his coaching greatness, his legacy as a player is where the Raider story truly began. Now let's move on to someone who defined the modern era. Number 6, Derek Carr. Carr is the all-time leader in almost every major passing category for the Raiders. He holds franchise records in completions, passing yards, and touchdowns. But stats only tell part of the story. He was the team's rock during some of the toughest seasons, when Raiders fans desperately needed hope and resilience. Through injuries, coaching changes, and ups and downs, Carr showed loyalty and durability, rarely missing a game. His emotional connection to the fans ran deep. He wore the silver and black with pride, often speaking openly about his love for the team and the city. That kind of passion resonated with Raider Nation. Still, Derek Carr's legacy is polarizing. Some fans question his ability to carry the team to greatness, while others admire his consistent effort and leadership. No matter the debate, one thing's clear: Carr gave everything he had every time he took the field. He kept fighting when the odds were against him, earning respect from teammates and fans alike. But before Carr came along, there were warriors who helped shape the Raiders' identity. Heroes whose stories run deep in Raider lore. Before we talk about the usual quarterback stars, let's dive into a name that means much more than just stats. Number 5, George Blanda. A true Raider Nation folk hero, Blanda's story is one of incredible longevity and resilience. He played professional football until the age of 48, a feat almost unheard of especially at such a demanding position. But Blanda wasn't just a quarterback. He was also a legendary kicker, showing versatility rare in the NFL. His Raiders career, Blanda was known for clutch, late-game heroics. When the chips were down and the clock was running out, Blanda often delivered, whether with a crucial touchdown pass or a game-winning field goal. His calm under pressure made him a dependable figure on the field, a player his teammates and fans could always count on. His journey wasn't without struggle. He spent years bouncing between teams before finding a home in Oakland, where he revitalized his career and became a symbol of Raider toughness. His grit and determination inspired not just fans, but entire generations of players. Blanda's impact went beyond the scoreboard. He embodied the never-quit attitude that defines Raider Nation, a spirit of perseverance and heart that still echoes through the silver and black today. For many, George Blanda is more than a player. He's a legend who taught the Raiders what it means to fight until the very end. As we look back on his extraordinary career, it's clear why his name is etched in Raiders history. Before we talk about the next Raiders legend, let's talk about a quarterback who changed the way the game was played. Number 4, Darl Lamonica, famously known as the Mad Bomber. Lamonica wasn't just any quarterback. He turned the Raiders into a deep ball powerhouse, terrorizing defenses with his powerful arm and fearless attitude. His style perfectly matched the Raiders' rebellious, bold identity, a team that wasn't afraid to take risks and make big plays. During his time in the AFL, Lamonica was a true star. He earned AFL MVP honors and led the Raiders to multiple title games, bringing excitement and hope to Raider fans everywhere. His aggressive downfield passing redefined the Raiders' offense, making them one of the most electrifying teams of that era. Despite his impact, Lamonica is often underrated in modern discussions about Raiders greats. But for those who remember the AFL days, he was the face of a rising franchise, a fearless leader who embodied Raider Nation's relentless spirit. Lamonica's influence went beyond numbers. He inspired a generation of players and fans to believe in the power of boldness and confidence on the field. Let's focus on a man who brought the Raiders back to national prominence. Number 3, Rich Gannon. Gannon was the ultimate example of grit and determination. In 2002, he was named NFL MVP, a recognition of his incredible talent and leadership. That same year, he led the Raiders all the way to Super Bowl 37, giving fans hope and excitement during a tough period for the franchise. The early 2000s were a challenging time for the Raiders, but Gannon's work ethic and resilience helped rebuild the team's identity. He wasn't just a talented player, he was a true leader, earning respect from teammates and coaches alike. Gannon played with a fierce competitive spirit, never backing down in the face of adversity. His ability to rally the team and make smart decisions under pressure made him a true modern-day Raider warrior. While the Raiders fell short in the Super Bowl, Gannon's impact on the franchise is undeniable. He brought stability, skill, and passion to the field, reminding fans what it means to wear silver and black with pride. #2 Jim Plunkett, the underdog champion. Before we talk about the greatest Raider quarterback of all time, let's remember Jim Plunkett, the ultimate underdog story in silver and black. Plunkett's career wasn't smooth at first. Drafted first overall, he struggled early and faced doubts everywhere he went. But when he joined the Raiders, everything changed. He resurrected his career in a way few could have imagined. Quiet but incredibly strong, Plunkett embodied the classic Raider spirit. He wasn't flashy or loud. Instead, he was efficient, tough, and relentless on the field. His leadership helped the Raiders win 2 Super Bowls, 15 and 18, cementing his place in franchise history that many fans don't give him the credit he deserves. But within Raider Nation, Plunkett means everything. He was the calm in the storm during those championship runs, showing that heart and grit can overcome any obstacle. His story is one of perseverance and redemption, a reminder that true champions don't give up. They fight until the very end. Finally, let's talk about the final champion, the iconic Snake. Number 1, Ken Stabler. Stabler wasn't just a player. He was the heartbeat of Raider Nation during the 1970s. Cool under pressure, fearless in the clutch, and full of swagger. He defined what it meant to be a Raider. In 1974, Ken Stabler earned the NFL MVP award, a recognition of his incredible talent and leadership. But it wasn't just the stats that made him special. It was the moments. The late-game drives when the pressure was at its highest, the gutsy throws that kept fans on the edge of their seats. He led the Raiders to their first-ever Super Bowl victory, a historic moment that forever changed the franchise's legacy. Stabler's toughness wasn't just physical, it was mental. He played with an edge, a fearless attitude that embodied Raider football. Fans loved him for his ability to take control when it mattered most. His calm confidence inspired teammates and intimidated opponents. He was the kind of leader who made everyone around him better, earning respect both on and off the field. To Raider fans, Ken Stabler isn't just a name, he's a legend. His legacy lives on in every snap, every tackle, and every touchdown. The Raiders score today. For Raider Nation, there will never be another like him. The Snake's spirit runs deep in the heart of every fan, reminding us all why we bleed silver and black. These quarterbacks weren't just players, they were Raiders. Each one brought something unique to the silver and black, carving their own place in Raider Nation history. From the roaring crowds at the Coliseum to the bright lights of Los Angeles and the buzzing energy of Vegas nights, QBS carried the pride and passion of every fan on their shoulders. They fought through tough seasons, led unforgettable comebacks, and gave us moments we'll never forget. Their legacy is woven into the very fabric of the Raiders. Now we want to hear from you. Who's your favorite Raiders quarterback of all time? Drop your pick in the comments below and tell us why. If you enjoyed this journey through Raider history, please like this video and subscribe to History of Raiders for more legendary stories. We have so much more coming, more heroes, more tailies, and more of that silver and black spirit you love. Thank you for being part of Raider Nation. See you in the next video.